What's good, everybody? It's Chan with Ant. We're here today with,
Reem Porter.
and we're about to do this interview. So, bro, tell me, how you been so far? Like, what you been up to?
Man, I just been working, uh, writing, recording, traveling. I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Nice, nice. And I know we've been trying to do this interview for a while and stuff, and it just kept on getting backtracked. But I'm finally glad we could sit down and talk. So, for the people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're coming from, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, um, Crown Heights. Uh, Throughout my life, I did move around a lot, so I was like in between Brooklyn and Queens, but I lived in Brooklyn more so of my life than anywhere else. But I do have some fond years in Queens as well.
Nice, nice. So you've been in New York throughout your whole life.
Definitely no other place besides New York. Like I'm New Yorker through and through.
And do you feel like New York helped you shape your sound of what you do today, or like what were music artists that influence your sound of your music?
I would say 100% New York influenced my sound because I hear in my music now, like you'll hear me, or you'll hear people say rather, oh, you sound like Lloyd Banks, or like I could tell you was influenced by like Fabulous or 50 Cent or G Unit and like things like that. Those people definitely influenced and shaped like my style of music 100%. I don't want to say like I'm a product of my environment, but it's like kind of like a natural thing. Like even if I wasn't from New York, if you from anywhere, I think you would gravitate more towards that sound. Like you would listen to what's around you growing up, and then I think that'll mold you. And you incorporate your own stuff too, but they definitely molded my style for sure.
And if you got to choose, because you said Lloyd Banks, Fabulous, those were the type of artists you was growing up listening to. Do you remember the first time which song it was that was like, damn, I think I want to do music now?
I don't necessarily say I remember like the song that made me want to do it, but I do know I was like, music always gave me like a feeling to like move or like want to sing along. So like music always invoked some type of feeling. I'm not gonna say I know a particular song per se. I could tell you some of my early like influences, like say songs I remember that did it from like DMX was another one. X Gonna Give It To You. I remember like being a little kid going crazy to that. Eminem like Till I Collapsed.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Things of that nature. Jay-Z, like Song Cry. So it's different. It's different like artists and different songs. I can't pinpoint one particular, song that did it for me, but for sure, definitely.
Fire. And
Yeah.
what age did you start taking music a little bit more serious? Not even serious. When was music introduced to you that you started writing or rapping or anything like that?
Oh man, like I said, I always was around music, even when I wasn't actually doing it myself. Like my cousins and my brother and like people around me was always doing it. I'm gonna say for me personally, maybe like my teenage years, like I want to say when I was like 17, I started like taking it serious. Like I actually wanted to get a body of work under my belt and like see how far I could go as far as like skill set was concerned. I'm not at my peak now, obviously, but like going in, it's like you do one song, you get a little confidence, you let people hear it, they're like, oh, okay, like that's good, and then you all right, well, shit, let me keep going and see how far I can actually go. And then it went from doing a couple songs to like, oh shit, now I'm actually doing the mixtape, and now it's like I'm in the studio every other night, and then it just went from there.
That's not bad. That's not bad. And do you have anyone who put you into a studio, or did you go do that yourself?
Well, home studios, I feel like every artist start there, like somewhere in the home, like because I remember watching my cousins record music and like do their thing, and I was in the background. I ain't really rap or do nothing like that, so it started there. But me personally, like when I actually wanted to do it myself and lock in, I kind of got tired of like the quality of home studio. I wanted to actually like again go back to taking it like how seriously you want to take it. So I'm like, all right, cool, I need to enhance my sound, let me actually go to an actual recording studio. So that was like more so myself. Nobody actually like made me do it. Like I was like, I want to do it myself.
That's fire. That's fire. And I saw that you were more involved with when you started getting to studios. You were working with like High Ties. What other groups were you working with?
um Before High Tides, I was going to like lounge studios, which is in like a lot of artists from Atlantic Records recorded there. Like like so A Boogie recorded there, Don Q, Fabulous Davies, like a lot of artists, like known artists that's in the industry recorded there, and really good studio. Before there, I was with I used to go to a studio called Infinite Dreams in Drinko, but I believe they kind of relocated to Miami. I dibbled and dabbled with a couple of studios in Brooklyn as well, but like to name a few, like it was mainly like lounge studios and then in Drinko. But now I'm like home studio for me now is definitely High Ties. So shout out to High Ties too.
And how did you get involved with them?
When I guess the founder of Indrico or whoever like ran that studio before I was introduced to High Ties, like, cause I remember hitting them up one day, like, yo, I want to record. They're like, oh, like we're not here no more. We're in Miami. I'm like, what the hell? So they was like, you know, if you want to record, like, hit up so and so. So they gave me the number, and it wound up being this cat named Wahi, Wahi Bond. Shout out to Wahi, that's my guy. And I hit him up, told him like, hey, so and so, give me your info. I want to record, and then from there we pretty much just locked in. I actually recorded my most recent project. The whole project at High Tides, you know, and Wahi's actually the one who actually mixed and mastered the whole project. So yeah, been locked in with High Tides for some time now.
And you also did a video with Bless as well and SOS Films, and I saw that. That shit was fire. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was nice.
Yeah. Level Up did the Level Up video for sure. Or for my new project, No Rest for the Weary.
I noticed in 2021, you had a project called Comeback Kid, which consists of 3 songs: Count Me Out, Anxious, and Getaway. And honestly, my favorite song was Anxious. After that was Counting Me Out, and then Getaway. Which one was your favorite song throughout that project?
I would definitely say Counting Me Out, but I could understand how people's favorite would be Anxious. Like Anxious for me is definitely a close second. I will say just personally, that's actually one of the more personal songs that I actually ever wrote. And like, cause I'm actually, if you hear it, like you're talking about, like I'm talking about some personal things that I was actually going through. So it's like that one hit a little different for me. And even recording it, like the flow and everything on it was a little different for me. Like, so recording it, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out, but it came out better than I thought. And people would like really gravitate towards that record.
You definitely talked a lot of shit on it, and I felt like I was able to learn a little bit more about you and what you went through in that song. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely, that was the goal.
And what made you want? As you mentioned, "Count Me Out" was the one that was your favorite. What was the message behind that you wanted to share? Because I know you shared that people feel like some people are just not like not giving you the spotlight that you deserve.
Right.
What was going on during that time, or what made you want to say that in the song?
Well, I was more so kind of like on a hiatus with music. So I was taking some time off, and then like that was actually one of the first records I actually wrote, coming back, like getting my groove back. And with that particular record, I remember going to the studio, and my brother actually had the beat, and he went to go record it, but I guess like he didn't have anything like actually finished to it. So I asked him like, hey, like I actually like this beat, like let me do something with it, cause also my cousins was in the studio that day, and like when he was in the booth recording, trying to like get his verse down packed, my cousin kind of overheard me like mumbling and like getting the feel for the song. So he was like, yo, you should probably do something to it. So I remember that day I went and I like kind of mumbled over like what the hook, or what I thought the hook was gonna be. And it sounded like bad, it sounded like gibberish, but I just wanted to just develop a flow. And then I actually liked the flow, and then I wound up like days later like putting words to it, and I actually crafted the song. But yeah, anybody who felt like counted out or people underestimate you, it was more so like just me talking my shit a little bit, like like I'm here, like, and feel like I'm the type where it's like that's when I'm at my best, when I'm counted out or people look down and like, oh, he has no chance. I feel like that's when I actually rise to the occasion. Not even just like with music, just I feel like just with life, like just when adversities hit, I feel like I overcome adversity very well.
Nice. And later on in 2023, you dropped an album called No Rest for the Weary. What did you want the listeners to take away from that album, and that you wanted to connect to?
Basically, really with that album, just like no matter what comes your way, good, bad, or indifferent, like you gotta just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Like, life is gonna hit you unexpectedly, certain things you can't control, but the things you can control, I think you should focus more in on that and just keep grinding, like no matter what. I definitely remember the whole process behind that actual album. Like, I was going through some of the like tougher times in my life, and they were all bad, and I remember just like being focused on like, yo, damn, like I'm handling this situation, this situation, this situation. And it kind of made me like think about like, yo, damn, what is it in life do I actually like doing? Because again, I took another break from music, like, and then it was like, you know what? I love music. I've been gone for so long. I'm not gonna let all of these life circumstances like defeat me. And then from that point, I remember it was the month of August in particular last year. I was like every day, even though I'm handling stuff, and these are all shit that I don't want to do, I'm gonna focus on something I want to do. So that means every day I'm tired, but I'm still working on music. Like I'm writing things, I'm recording, finding new beats. Like it literally is like no rest, because I literally was doing that, and I had a ton of things like piled up. I honestly felt like a celebrity, like in the industry. Like it was like I'm going from here to here, I'm getting barely any sleep, and then it's like I'm fitting all of this stuff in, and like still was managing to work on this project. It's some of my best work to date personally. So I'm really proud of this project.
Yeah, and it consisted of 11 songs, and honestly, there was a handful I grabbed from there. My favorite songs was Level Up, Passionate, and Adrenaline was my top one. Which one was your favorite throughout the 11 that you was really excited to record?
That's kind of like it's like a two answer to the question, because I like my favorite one that I recorded isn't necessarily my favorite one overall, if that makes sense. Like I remember just having a feel for the day. So Passionate would be like my favorite one I probably like recorded that day, just because it came so natural and I felt like I mimicked the beat and everything was just clicking so well. However, you know, since the project has been out for some time, and me personally, my mind always, depending on what mood I'm in, it always switches. So like right now I'm in a restless mood. Like, you know, because it for me, it definitely, it sets the tone for the whole project. Like if you listen just like to the first bars, like sit back while I kick facts, relax, grab a six pack. I'm to like, you know, it's like you taking a load off, and it's like, you know, kind of like I'm letting my story unfold, you know. It sets the tone for it, definitely.
You definitely were able to definitely paint a picture in my head when I was listening to your music. I definitely saw everything. Another person who actually heard one of your music was Drewski on his show. How was that experience? Them like literally just listen to it and actually bobbing out and into it.
That was a good experience, you know. Definitely like somebody like Drewski, who's he has a ton of experience just in the industry. So the fact that, you know, that he's giving independent artists a chance to, you know, like to showcase their music and their talents on any type of platform, you know, the fact that he's actually willing and able to share his platform, you know, so others could, you know, succeed, is I think that was dope. I think, you know, just coming from that experience, you know, is like I said, just put one foot in front of the other. Like that was cool, but you know, it's definitely more to come, like, you know, for sure.
And in that album, you had 3 other artists with you: R.B. King on LOL, Joe Chaso, Jay Chaso on Passionate, and PC on Mutual Respect. How did you meet them 3?
Well, PC is actually my cousin.
Okay.
So yeah, you know that he's actually some of the like when I was talking earlier in the interview, just right now, when I was saying like I was growing up watching some of my cousins make music before I did. He was actually like the person I actually watched, you know, before I actually did it. Yeah, so he has a ton of experience with music, and it's kind of funny because it's like that's. RB King is also, I guess, my cousin, because it's like PC is my cousin really by marriage, but nobody says that. Like my cousin.
Yeah.
So, and that's like his actual cousin, like by blood.
Okay,
So it's kind of like, so it's like, you know, we all family. So like RB King and PC, they're like family to me. That's my cousin. Jay Chaso is somebody, you know, I knew for a while, you know, growing up. Mutual bond with music. I would say our relationship really started in music, but then it became bigger than music. Like, you know, I consider him definitely like a brother of mine too. I wish him nothing but the best.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my brother.
And you, as you mentioned, you was working with YE on a project. How was working with YE and actually developing this project and getting into your sound? Was it like a little struggle at first, or?
Shout out to Wahi. You know, I respect Wahi. You know, he's also an artist, and you know, he wears a bunch of different hats. So you know, like that nigga's always working. So shout out to Wahi first and foremost. I love his energy, and I think it's weird. I think just because of that aspect, well, not weird. I guess it was more so organic because he's an artist. And I remember asking him this when I was in the studio, like, yo, bro, like, when I started recording, it really wasn't hard for you to like get my sound down pat. And he was telling me like, yo, you know, like I'm an artist as well. And I remember recording and dealing with engineers that didn't know my sound or they was fucking my shit up. So like I actually studied it and did it myself. So he was like, I put myself in a position where it's like I know what an artist themselves would want to hear from me. So I guess with him having that mindset and just me doing what I do, like the process, like every time we work together, like we've always made magic. So you know, like we actually got to get like some records done ourselves, like personally.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. Is there anything in the future you plan on working with him, or even with Skills Cabal, or with Bon Jordy or Bobby?
Yeah, definitely. Like I wouldn't mind working with anybody from the High Tide crew. That's a talented bunch of people, like group of people for sure. I will say like realistically, I have more of a rapport with YE. So if anybody, like I'll probably get one with him probably before anybody, and then it'll just probably like just go along with everybody else. Like once I get him out the way, but for sure, I actually got a record right now. Hope I'm not revealing too much and he not watching it, but yeah, I think I got a record because I plan on going back to record soon. I want to slide to him, see what you think.
You should, yeah. Not bad, not bad. And another thing that we noticed is that I heard one of your freestyles, the Lemon Pepper freestyle. That one, bro, that one was just like, it opened my eyes. I was like, yeah, I gotta get him on the show. Is this like one of the first songs you started freestyling and released it, or is there definitely more to come into it?
It was more so like I just came into it, like I didn't really force that one. It actually was like I'm not like necessarily a person that follows trends per se, but I remember like once Lemon Pepper the actual song dropped, with Drake and Rick Ross, like once that came out, like a lot of people started fucking with it, started doing freestyles, and I remember I wasn't quite in the groove musically where I wanted to be. Like I wasn't working on any projects, real life was hitting me. And I think this is even a little bit before I dropped the Comeback Kid EP. I know it was the same year. I think that was like more so like getting my feet back wet, me putting my feet in the water, again getting back in the groove of things. Okay. But yeah, that's actually personally one of my favorite. Like if you just like lyrical, like I ever recorded, like I'm talking on there.
No, you definitely got a lot of lyrics, and then your reference comparison. It was just like, oh shit, this kid's crazy. What do you think is the hardest thing right now? I mean, you mentioned that just getting up into getting routine and everything, but as an independent artist, what do you think was the hardest thing to actually do?
Be honest with you, I would say financing everything. Because what people don't see is people just see the finished product and they see like the outcome of it. They see like just all the songs put together and then it's on the digital streaming service. Like they don't know like all the like studio sessions you gotta pay for, all the, like the cover work you got cover art you gotta pay for, things like that. Like people don't see stuff like that. For videos, like none of this is free. And then you take account because I'm an independent artist and then like I still got real life situations going on, like none of that stuff stopped because I want to just go in the booth and record and be an artist and pursue my dream. So I definitely think the hardest part of it, because all of this was fun, but then, like, when that aspect of it, hit you, it was like, yo, damn, like, it make you look at, like, labels, like, yo, damn, like, I need them. Well, not need them, but, like, you look at aspects of labels, and that's one of the aspects where they're good at. Because they provide the finances, but then all the BS and that's how they trap you. You know how that go. But yeah, just the money of it. Like them front you up money. When you an independent artist, you got shit going on. You like, damn, they throw me out like something like to budget this project. Like I'll be all right. Like that'll take the burden off, But yeah.
That's fine. And for your music, when you write, do you write or do you usually freestyle or punch in?
Mainly write. I definitely mainly write. I'll have like my moments where I'll just freestyle or I'll punch something in like definitely on the fly. But like yeah, I'm like old school with it. Like I definitely write.
And what gets you into your writing creativity? Like do you have to sit down just listen to the beat, or like how does it go? Like your process?
I would say first like definitely I gotta listen to a beat within a certain amount of time just to feel if I actually want to work on it. So I'll play the beat off rip, and then once I get to feel like yay or nay, I'm like okay, like next one, and then nay, obviously, and then so for the yay, it's like, all right, cool, I fuck with this part, let me hear it, like the whole song now, the whole beat. So I'll listen to the whole beat, then I'll play it back, and then I'll try to like attack it from there, though,
Okay, not bad, not bad. And the music video that you shot, how did that come into play? Was that like something you thought about in your head, or was that just like let's bring it all into it and be like, oh, this is the way we're gonna direct it?
Nah, I pretty much like kind of like put everything in place. Like he just showed up and he did his thing. He made it look great. But as far as like the actual song Level Up, off of No Rest for the Weary, I I wanted to showcase in the video, like, you know, I don't want to use the word level up, but I wanted to show like some type of elevation and like within the video.
The city view and everything was fire. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, you see me walking and it's the view of the city. I start off like downstairs sitting down, and you kind of like, I wanted to like showcase like the transition. All right, like I'm, is this you see, and then it's like, oh, okay, like there's more to it.
I like that. I like that. And do you ever plan on like either like jumping into videos as well? Because obviously when I saw that, I was like, okay, I get the message behind it. But would you ever direct more videos coming up with any songs you released or any upcoming songs?
Definitely. I'm hands on, but I'm also the type where it's like I definitely, especially if I'm working with other people that's creative, I definitely am not shy to ask for other people's opinions. So let's say I may have an idea, but then you may see it some other way. It's like, all right, cool. Well, like shit, let's bring it out to the fullest. Like, let's combine what I'm thinking plus what you thinking, and let's really make this shit fire. Or let's at least try it and then see how it goes. So like, I'm kind of like that.
Nice. And what? My fault. What was your favorite song that you ever recorded? Which, not because it was your favorite to record it, but like your favorite bar and line that you said that stays to you to this day.
That's a great one, and I actually know the song. Literally, my brother had asked me this yesterday. We was talking about like favorite songs we ever did and recorded. My artist name before Reem Porter, I used to go by The Blueprint. And I actually have a mixtape. My first mixtape is called Midnight Paradise. It's not on all digital. I mean, it's on like SoundCloud, so it's not on Apple Music and all the major streaming platforms. But like, if you get a chance, you definitely can check it out. And there's a song on there called Rooftop Thoughts, and that's my favorite song I ever like recorded, because besides Anxious, I believe Rooftop Thoughts is like the most personal song that I have. And I'm getting to the lyric right now. It's a lyric in the song where I'm like, I gotta take my fame about the hood, there's no other way. So the day I finally do my shed a tit and just save the date and thank Jesus sakes. Like, that line hits me so much. But yeah, it's like a real line, because you know, you go through everyday struggle, and then I think every artist, every person realistically who, you know, just gives a damn about their family and just wants a better life, you know, they think about the day where that actually comes. So I'm basically saying, like, with that, like, you know, like, I'm always gonna remember that day. Like, like, let's say it's Tuesday the 23rd, I remember what I had, like, I'm gonna mark it down. I might shed a tear just because, like, that overwhelming feeling of like I finally did it, you know.
And do you feel like this music thing is a way to express your feelings and just paint the picture that you've been through in life?
100%. You know, music soothes the savage beast. Music, all types of genres, invokes different types of emotions in people. So definitely, even with me, like, for sure, like, I try to, like, you go through things and then people will tell me like, oh, why don't you go through therapy? I'm like, well, my therapy is in the music. Like, my, you know, making music, like, the whole process of music is therapeutic for me. So I definitely try to, like, put my feelings and like what I'm going through, my words, my lyrics, and my energy into my music, for sure. Like, definitely.
I like that. Question: since you changed your name from Blueprint to Reem Porter, what made you want to change it?
It was weird because I remember back when Nipsey Hussle had passed away. I remember watching like a Dave East interview, and it was just like, he actually called him the Blueprint, and it was weird. It was like something in me was like, you know what, like, I don't want to use that name, and I'm going somewhere with that, just because, you know, like, Nip, he was like a very influential as well. Like, I'm actually like, to start your own business and start your own brand. I'm actually like, he kind of influenced me to start my own like imprint. Like, I actually like respect always earned, RAE. I'm actually like, I got my hat on right now. Like, yeah, he kind of like played a part in like doing something for myself. So like, you know, like, when you look at the Blueprint, it's like the standard, and like, you know, like, somebody's like modeling you, showing you the way of something. So it was like, you know, I also had Reem Porter, just like, I think that was my Facebook name. So like, that name was always in the back, like, vote. And just for like hearing Blueprint, you know, even though it's spelled like weird and different, you know, for like maybe just legal reasons, I always felt like I always may have needed to have like a backup name. So like, Reem Porter, it wasn't like one of those like, all right, I'm dropping the Blueprint, like, what am I gonna do now? It was like, all right, cool, I'm Reem anyway. So like, Reem Porter is, you know, like, that was the go-to for me. Okay. Yeah, and that's actually inspired by Rich Porter. Yeah, Legend Rich Porter. Yeah, you know. Nice. Yeah, if you know, you know.
And your brand, would you call it a brand? Would you call it a music group, or like, how would you say it would be?
I would say like more so like an imprint. Like, it's definitely like, it's I feel like it's all of that, you know, because you brand yourself, like, everything independent that you do yourself, you kind of got to market it and brand it yourself. Like even the name, like Reem Porter, like that's like a brand. My respect always earned, RAE, like that's a brand. So everything you do is definitely like, I would say a brand for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
And where do you want your brand to go? Like, what would you like to reach out? Would you like to get into merch? Would you like to make your own studio later on, or?
Sky's the limit with that. You know, I'm not gonna put a cap on how far, you know, the brand can go. Definitely some of the things you definitely alluded to just now. Merchandise for sure. Definitely want to have some merch. I think that's important too with like project drops or like single drops to like have it go hand in hand, like stuff like exclusive stuff with it. You know, like it. I think it'll get like fans or like just people more gravitated more towards your stuff though for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
That's fire. And what do you think was like? What is your favorite part of doing all this? Like besides recording, like what do you like? Do you like to network? Do you like? What brings you joy in this?
Really, I'm gonna say damn near everything, but like just to touch on like the networking with people, I've definitely since you know I've started making music, I definitely was fortunate enough to met like a lot of genuine good people, you know, throughout the way for sure. Like there's people I still you know keep in contact with through this day, and I met them just off of like you know music and just networking and just being creative minds like coming together for like a greater cause. Definitely networking. Besides networking, I would say the writing process is it's like a double-edged sword with that because it's challenging but it's fun at the same time. Like it's not fun when you have when you get writer's block and then you're stuck. You know, I think right there it's important to stop and you know because once you start forcing music, it's never good. You force anything in life, it's never good. It's gonna go bad. You know, things happen the best when they're organic and natural. But in the same vein, when things are flowing and it's like you know when them thoughts are coming easy and they're just flowing off the pen or they're flowing off I'm typing in words on my phone, like I fall in love with that, like like coming together with these lines and these bars, like oh damn, like I feel like the people are gonna react to that, like like getting little joys like that, like and then it's like I would say the feedback from others in a sense. Obviously, I make music for myself first and foremost, but like I would think anybody who's saying they're not looking for, I'm not gonna say approval, but like if like you make as an artist, you're making music not just for you, but you're making it for a particular audience, whoever that audience is, So like you alluding to like painting a picture, like I get the visuals in my head and I felt this when you said this line. Like I feel like as artists, that stuff you really that keeps you going. Like that makes you want to do more of that stuff, because as an artist, you kind of like want people, like say they don't know you, it's like they're getting a feel for who you are without even actually meeting you. Because you hear that shit all the time, honestly. Like you'll hear people like they go to like, let's say like a Mary J. Blige concert or something like that, like, oh my God, like your music, your words changed my life, like it helped me through everything, but you don't even know this, like you don't know them personally, but like it's so important that like how like a person's words and like that energy, their emotion can, like what it can do for others, like the impact it can have on others.
That was definitely how I felt when I heard Anxious. Like I was just like, damn, like I was able to connect with it. I guess this is what I was going through during life, and honestly, like I wanted to let you know in person, but that song, bro, that just like literally woke me up. I was in a weird funk for a while, so when I heard that shit, I was like, all right, everyone else struggles. I understand why I do this podcast now, to where I can hear everyone's part and point of view in life. And honestly, bro, you definitely got a lot ahead of you. I'm not gonna hold you. So I definitely look forward to see more music coming from you. Is there any music that's coming out in this upcoming months before the year ends?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for that, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. As far as new music, definitely, I don't want to be done yet. Like it might not be another project, but I definitely want to at least drop like a single or two before the year is definitely over. Like for sure, something in the fourth quarter. I would say stay tuned. Right now, I'm focused on like really promoting this project definitely more. So shooting more videos, things like that. Photo shoots, more interviews, performing, things like that. I'm trying to promote No Rest for the Weary a little bit more, and then work on singles here and there, and then maybe next year give you another body of work for sure.
I definitely want to see a video for Adrenaline to release, like for a fact. or for passionate. Not gonna lie, either those two.
Okay, so it's crazy because last week I was actually asking of a couple of people, you know, in my circle, like, hey, like, you know, now that Level Up is done, like, what's the next video I should shoot? And Passionate is definitely the first song that came up. The thing with Passionate, it would be difficult because like a Jay Chaser, he lives in LA. Now, that's a good reason to just have a vacate and go out there. But like, you know, yeah, it would be one of those things where it's like, you know, like the cameraman would have to do, like, it would have to be a lot of editing going on. Yeah, Never Say Never though. That's definitely one of my favorites on there. You know, for sure. Adrenaline definitely go crazy. I definitely thought about Adrenaline personally, 100% doing a video to that for sure.
And how would you want to like shoot it? Like if you was to paint it right now.
You putting me on the spot. I would just say the video would just look very fast paced. I don't know what that exactly would entail, but it would be fast paced.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot going on.
If anything, with Passionate, the way I could see it is like you recording in the city for your part, and then you let him know to record over there in the LA part, so it'll transition for like a different life, West Coast, East Coast type of shit. That would be cool. If that's too much like for you to travel, I'll do it like that, because honestly, you'll see a different point of view of people's passion.
That's dope. Yeah, I might have to hit him up, and we might have to talk about that. Yeah, for sure.
That'd be crazy. Let me see. Where would you see yourself in 5 years from now with your music, or just in anything you're doing with your brand or yourself?
Be 100% honest. You know, that's a question you hear all the time, and then I will tell you what I would like, because you know, life hits, you never know what the future may hold, and that's about as real as one of the realest things I possibly said to you so far. I would like to, you know, hope that I have a bigger fan base. Me just as a person, I've grown overall, not even just as an artist, like as a man, you know. I've grown more as far as my brain, you know, just everything expanding, and like new opportunities are constantly opening for myself. And I know in order to do that, it sounds good, and it sounds, you know, anybody could put the words together, but I know the action has to follow behind that. Yeah. So it's more so like kind of like what I alluded to, you know, putting one foot in front of the other, keep grinding, you keep going. And let the cars fall where they may. But like, just stay, like, whatever I can control, I just focus on that and try to surround myself with good people, because you can't do none of this in the world by yourself. So you need like a good solid foundation of people. So I definitely, you know, that definitely will play a part of it. But you know, sky's the limit as long as you stay positive and you keep, you know, moving forward though.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. And what's one message you would like your audience to know, like overall about you or about your music in general?
Just I would like people, you know, when you hear Reem Porter, you know, just know it's somebody who overcame a lot of obstacles in his life, a lot of trials and tribulations, and I try to just implement like positivity, like motivation, like, you know, kind of like giving you, I don't want to say game, but it's like I'm kind of like suggesting how you should go about handling, I guess, adversities. Because I'm not going to say like what type of rapper are you? You'll hear like that question. Like I'm not going to say like I'm not like a super conscious rapper. Like I don't like rap about that, but I'm definitely aware. For example, like on Payday, I'm like, by any means get it, stack more than you're spending, invest in the business that could make some millions, no billions, and if you got kids, just light up the toast and that pass to your children. Like that's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like if you got kids and you hear that shit, you like, all right, cool, like I'm doing this, but then it's like, you know, at some point that shit passes down, you know? So like things like that, like, you know, like I try to like motivate people, but like in a, I guess like a swaggy type way, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Is there any other type of genre of music you would like to put your foot in? Like any pop, any like house, R&B, or anything like that?
You know, it's crazy. I love all them shits that you just said. Like, I love all of them. Like, one of my favorite songs of all time is a house song, for sure. R&B, like, it's weird because I'm a rapper, you know, at heart. I'm an artist first and foremost. Like, I don't want to put myself in a box as just saying I'm a rapper, because I definitely do melodic stuff too. But like the pure singing, I actually want to like really try to like sing, because I know, and people have told me, it's not just me tooting my own horn. Like I have the ability to hold a note like semi-decent. So it's more about, I guess, vocal projection and just handling that aspect. But who knows? You know, maybe early next year I might have some type of singing thing in the works. I might have already been thinking about that. Who knows? But yeah, you
I
know,
definitely like to see
some
like the
R&B
R&B
Reem,
shit
like
or something. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
If you had any feature you wanted, anyone could be dead or alive. Who would you like to work with?
Ah man, that's a great question. You know, being an artist, and I've been fortunate enough to, you know, have my ears listen to a lot of great artists as well. Um, Definitely Michael Jackson. I think, to me, he's the greatest artist to ever live. He's like the only person I hear like music, and I think like the imperfection. Like he could have did nothing else better than what he just did. So for sure, Michael Jackson. I don't know how that would work, just being an artist. So I'm like, I don't want to be like super unrealistic, you know, just because I really fuck with them. So if you're talking about like the artist is like I can actually like see make an actual song, I don't know how that would go. So I'll scratch that one.
Gotcha.
But that I'm gonna say Biggie for sure. Definitely Notorious B.I.G. You know, just like that Brooklyn connection. You know, him rapping is definitely him. Whether he was alive right now, if I was in the studio with Big and I know he would still be doing this thing, it's like, oh shit, like this is probably the best shit I probably gonna have to ever come up with. Yeah. But it's like I'll be up for that challenge. You know, me being an artist and just me being competitive as a person is like, I bet, like, you know what, this is why I wanted to be like an artist. You know, like to test myself and like, you know, have fun with doing these challenges. So Biggie, this may shock a lot of people, but he's definitely an R&B singer. I think he slept on. Fuck with Anthony Hamilton. Yeah, his vocals is dope. I think under the right circumstances, we actually could get like that would be like a real like I feel soulful one. Like that would hit home for a lot of people because I feel like the shit that I'll be talking about and you know the cadence and his voice and like the vocal projection like that. I think that'd be dope. Like I think we can make something special. So Biggie, Anthony Hamilton, and then one more. Said dead or alive, right? Probably. Shit.
Take your time.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what? Just because like I implement so much of my style. It's like 1A and 1B. I would say Lloyd Banks or Fab. One of those two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say Lloyd Banks can't make the studio session. Let me call Fab up or vice versa. Because Fabulous is my favorite rapper. But, like, my style, I feel like, you know, I've been heavily more so influenced by Lloyd Banks. So just for that aspect. And growing up as a kid, I remember I have fond memories of listening to the Rotten Apple album. My mom used to drive on the Belt Parkway and just when we was living in Queens and just that nostalgia factor of listening to Lloyd Banks. So it's just like a whole plethora of reasons why, and just our styles will mesh so well for sure. Like, you know, talk about New York, like that's a New York anthem right there. Me and Banks get in the booth. So yeah, probably those three.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the chance to perform yet? And if not, or if so, what was your favorite moment, or what can't you wait for?
To be honest with you, I haven't really I've done a couple of small shows. It was like nothing crazy. I will say I wasn't nervous at the shows I performed, so it was like it gave me more like confidence to know like, all right, this is something I could do. Like I feel like when the lights are bright, I don't like shy away from it. Like I rise to the occasion. I can't really speak too much on that, you know, because there's always room for improvement no matter what you do. I would say more so with that, I would have to perform more to give you more of an in-depth answer. Like, all right, cool. Like my stage presence could be better. Or I could have more energy here. I could like work on my pockets here. I perform like not too much. That's something I need to do so going forward, and that's something I'm eager and I'm looking forward to do definitely the most because I feel like I belong on the stage. Yeah.
I hear you.
For sure.
Okay, one last question before we close out. Growing up, right? As you mentioned, like a lot of you talk about family and everything you've seen in life. What would you think is like the craziest thing that has happened that you put in your music?
The craziest like thing I've happened in my life that I put in my music? Okay, this is like a real, I ain't gonna say vulnerable question, but it's like a real, not to get too deep with you, but like, yeah. I almost died. I got into a car accident, and I mentioned it in No Doubt and what I do. Like what I do, I'm like that car crash nearly fatal who just saved me, only God, I thank you. And then No Doubt, I'm like, that car crash almost tragic. Thankfully, it wasn't the end of me. just, you know, when you go about life, I don't think sometimes, you know, you that expression here today and gone tomorrow is more real when something like a split second
Just flashes.
something happens, you know, you realize like, oh shit, like whatever you just worked for, whatever you was doing could be going in an instant. So I think putting that in a way like that happening for sure, like that probably was like the realest thing, like as far as experience wise that I put in my music. I will say though, it also fueled some of my newer music though, because like I was going to physical therapy, and like on the way to physical therapy, getting MRIs, doing all this bullshit, like I'm writing songs off the project, like, you know what I mean, like I'm writing these shits, like doing X, Y, and Z. So it kind of like fueled that fire though too. Like, all right, cool. Like I must be here for a reason. Like let me take advantage of this time I got right now and go forward.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Thank God you're good, bro. I've been to a similar situation, bro. I know exactly what you feel.
Yeah, I got T-bone. Shit was crazy. Nigga, yeah, ran the red light. It was crazy. Damn. I mean, to call my brother, I'm like, the car turned, it turned green. The light turned green on our end, and we driving, and I see this guy driving like super fast for no reason, and I noticed it first. So I look and I tell my brother, I'm like, yo, watch him. And like the second time, I got hit. Well, he hit my side, but it hit the front of the car. But if it would have hit like me, you know, like it would have been, I probably wouldn't have been here for sure. Like just how fast he was going, and then if you look at the car, like how bad it's total. So the front of it got bad, like real messed up. So imagine if that was like he actually hit like the door where I was like hitting me, and he did a split second, could have been I wouldn't even be here right now. So
shit, bro, that's crazy.
You gotta be thankful.
Yeah, for a fact.
For sure, thank God.
Yo, facts. Let's not end that in a bad note.
Yeah, nah, definitely, like definitely, yeah. That's why I said not to get too deep with you. Like, nah, like we always positive vibes here.
Nah, bro. Thank God we're both here, honestly, doing what we want to do and what we love. And honestly, bro, like I gave you the flowers before. Like you have a lot that you said in your music that's just very inspiring, and you definitely got a lot more to tell. I definitely want to hear more about you and more of your music. So. Definitely. For a fact, we gotta collab. We gotta do more videos. So whatever you need help with, bro, I'm more than welcome to pop up, because there's definitely a good connection I could feel with you. You got good energy and shit like that, so I don't mind working with you more. Final question before we close out is there anyone you would like to shout out or thank anyone who put you in this step where you're moving your music career into more like not leveling up, but more like it's building your journey?
Again, I want to say thank you for all of that. I definitely, look forward to, collabing and doing more work in the future for sure, definitely. But as far as to shout out, like I don't want to, I'm gonna say leave out anybody, but it's more so like I fuck with whoever fuck with me. So it's like, who, and I know that like the family has been there, so I don't want to like, oh, this person. So anybody I consider family or even friends, like anybody who ever like took the time to genuinely listen to my music and feel some type of emotion or like give me some type of feedback and like really support and believe what I got going on, I want to shout out all of those people. I don't want to like specify like a name right now. This thank you is genuinely from the bottom of my heart to everybody who genuinely believed or saw something in me, because it's like, it's life shit is hard, and then it's like a lot of things be discouraging. So like, I'm the type, like, let's say, go back to counting me out. The type of person I am, excuse me, I can't even talk. If 1,000 people is looking down on me, but yet it's like that one person is like, you know what, like, nah, fuck that. Yo, Reem, I got you. I believe in you. It's like, I'm not going to say I'm going to be forever indebted to this person, but it's like, I feel like I'm going to go that much harder, not only for myself, but it's like, I'm going to make it a point to like, make a believer out of just you, because it's like you that only person that believed in me. I'm gonna go that much harder, not only for myself, because it's like, you know what, let's just say it's me and you, now we looking at the room full of 1,000 motherfuckers like, haha, we told y'all so, you know what I mean, we sipping champagne, we doing X, Y, you know what I mean, but
yeah, I know exactly
type shit. So it's like, I say all that to say where it's like, it be a lot of hate, a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy in the world. I thank everybody who will continue to support me, continue to rock with me, continue to fuck with me. I got more big things coming. This is only the beginning. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I will shout out, I guess, my own, like, respect always earned, though. Like, for sure. Respect. Definitely. Yeah. Already.
How did that saying just come into play? Respect always earned.
So it's funny because at the time, if you really look at the logo, it's a key and a lock intertwined.
Oh,
if you
shit.
See it, yeah. If you see it.
I didn't even notice that.
Right.
Nice.
At the time I was, was doing security. Okay. And I remember, again, this is definitely fresh off the Nipsey Hussle, inspiration. Wanted to just start my own. Basically, it basically means respect always earned. Like, nobody's gonna give you no free handouts, or I don't respect people that take like shortcuts. So it's like if you got it out the mud, you got it, you know, like whatever it is you doing. If you did it with integrity, you did it with dignity, with grace. It's like, no matter how far you go, whatever success you obtain, nobody can ever take that away from you. So that's something like the respect is always earned. It's secure. You secured your spot because you worked hard for this. Nobody can take that away from you. You know what I mean? Like, money come and go, but it's like the principles and the morals you stand on, like respect, you can't, like, certain things bigger than money, so.
That's like that. That's
Yeah,
fine. That's good. That's good.
Respect always.
So where can we find you? Instagram, YouTube, Apple Music, all that. What's your name or usernames, all that?
Okay, so Instagram, you can find me at Reem Porter, ReemPorter. You can find me on YouTube, Reem Porter. You can find me on Facebook, Reem Porter. Snapchat, Reem Porter. So it's basically Reem Porter damn near everywhere. You type in Reem Porter, Apple Music, Spotify, it'll pop up. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And where can we hear your albums that are coming up or that are out right now?
You can hear them on all digital streaming platforms. So like my previous body of work, The Comeback Kid, that's on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, things of that nature, as well as my current new project. If you haven't listened to it, please tune in, stream it now. No Rest for the Weary. And as far as future projects, they will also be on all streaming platforms. So definitely stay tuned. I'm not done. Not by a long shot. I got a lot of shit up my sleeve. I got a lot of shit that I'm working on. So stay tuned.
Fact. This is just the beginning with him. And definitely stay tuned, guys. Watch his live performance that is coming up. Thank you again, bro, for coming on to the show.
Appreciate it, brother.
Definitely, this has been a long interview on its way. And I'm glad that we got to sit down and actually got to share some shit.
For sure.
So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And don't forget to follow.
Yeah.
Perfect.